Like, it's actually crazy because if I get to look around what is happening today in the world, it's um, it's heartbreaking, especially when we want to talk about the teenagers, the youth. What do they actually look up to? What drives them? What inspires them? What motivates them? You see, when you go out there, the level of immorality is gaining ground. I will start by defining something very briefly. I had been going around this particular country, and this same thing is actually what happens even from where I'm from. And I've basically seen it in majority of the countries out there. The, the level of single parenting is getting high every day. And if I want us to go back to history, I will tell you for free that if your mother is not enlightened enough to position you in a place where you ought to be, that is the same energy you're going to use as a carryover to your kids. I have seen a situation where a parent will not be privileged to go to school, but then they want to do everything possible to make sure that they have given their own children the opportunity to be in school. Now, we necessarily do not need to go to school because we want to work in Trump Tower, we want to work with Safaricom, we want to work with the best oil company. No, that is not what it is about. You can still go to school and then you can still build what you are gifted with. Education is like a foundation that gives you a stand publicly. Education is the energy you get to be able to socialize with people and share insights with them. Education is that strength that makes you sit with people and prove to them how innovative you can be with prospect. But it does not necessarily mean that you have to be in school or you have to be educated to be rich. No. You might be gifted and your gift will make ways for you other than what your certificate or your degree can get for you. But then, how many parents out there gives to their children basic education? How many? I get to see youth who cannot even speak fluent English. I get to see youth or teenagers, when you tend to ask them questions, they don't even know how to answer you because they don't even understand where you're coming from. They don't even know where you're headed. I went to a part of Kenya. I just want to leave that not exposed. When I was in the club, I was with my friends. The whole club was full of immorality. And these are just students from that county. I see how young teenagers behaves in a club. And then you, as a parent, will sit your ass in the house and get that feeling that you are sending your child to school. I see young teenagers, mostly the females, who are already damaged. I was in that club, I did not find one single female as a lady with 10% act of decency. But when these kids go back home, they tend to act like they are good. You as a parent, how much do you look into your children? You see, like majority of the parents out there, I have seen this particular action taking place in so many occasions. A child will come and tell you, hey mom, Whiskey has just released the best song in the world today. Hey mom, do you know Nicki Minaj is having a problem with Cardi B? Hey mom, do you know the best designer is LV and Versace? Yes, it is okay, they are informed. But then, if you have a child that gets to come and tell you about what is happening on social media, and there's never any day this child has asked you something, hey mom, hey dad, I was going through a channel on YouTube. It was actually very educative, but then I don't understand what it is. Dad, can you throw me more light to this? I could put back the channel on so you can go through it and you can give me more insight. But we don't consider those things as a basic factor. Social media itself is a platform of immorality. 90% of what happens on social media is an act of immorality. What part of IG has created a platform to educate its members? What part of Facebook has created a platform that inspires people? It's about people going up there. They want to show you their expensive attire. They want to show you what kind of car they drive. They want to show you what kind of hair is actually on check. They want to tell you that they've got the best iPhone in the world. And then you expose your child to that platform that has 5% reason to enlighten them in a way that will make them feel right. Other than that, everything on social media is partly full of immoralities. Why do you expose your children to those things? Especially we Africans. We have a culture that governs us. We are not the Westerners. And now let me put this thing straight. You will be in a state, you go to a club, you see a teenager of 16, 17 years of age, she's still a virgin. But here in Africa, I'll put it to you for free and in confidence that any child, any girl child you see in a club from 17 years old, you should be able to suspect that child because you cannot testify in confidence that that child is still maintaining a woman pride. Then why do we want to adopt to a culture that we don't understand the translation of it? The height of immorality is getting too much. Parents should sit and look at their kids. Sometimes investigate your children. Giving them the access to be online does not mean that you should not investigate them. Why do TV channels like get to give you restrictions? They'll tell you this movie is not good for a child of 16, this movie is not good for a child of 13, this movie is not good for a child of 17, it must be 18 years and above. Why do they do that? That is parental restriction. I have seen a situation where a child is watching a movie that an adult is supposed to see. I feel very, very bad for myself. Why are you exposing these teenagers to a stage that they are skipping other stages? I believe there's one thing that happens in life. There's a stage we all have to go through so we don't make mistakes. A child of 10 should not be seeing a movie that was not recommended for somebody below the age of 18. But because you feel like giving them the best life is to expose them into the world of immorality makes you a perfect parent. You know you are stupid as a parent. You should be concerned about the every doings of your child. I want to put it to you today. Instagram, I have not seen anything inspiring about it. Is it that for your child to come and tell you there's a good shoe out there that is on check? You as a parent, all the time you get to see your child runs up to you. Your child has never asked you anything that has to do with things that can enhance their intellect. We are not saying people should not have a social life. we should have a social life, then we should have a real life. I go online, I see girls, you actually go half nude, setting up a profile picture. And then when being asked, you say, I'm out here looking for a serious relationship. Who the hell does that? No sane man will see you with those profile pictures uploaded for the world to see, and then you are telling me you need a serious relationship. You are more like a prostitute on your pictures, and you are telling me you need something serious. Because I know there's a part that says how you dress is how you be addressed. When we talk about fashions, there is no part of fashion that says the best stage of fashion is for you to go nude. No. I have seen ladies who go on skinny jeans with nice sneakers, with a very good haircut t-shirt, and then the nigga be like, hey lady, I love your t-shirt. And then this nigga gets to talk to himself, wow, if a lady can wear this kind of t-shirt, then that's when this lady has class. For a man to respect you, for a man to trip for you, for a man to go crazy gaga for you, is not until when you have posted pictures that has no content of modesty. And tomorrow you say you need a relationship, you need a serious relationship. What kind of a man with his sanity will be so confident to want to conceive something reasonable about you? When you post a picture online with yourself half nude, what do you think is the first thing that hits the mind of that man? If he was supposed to respect you, his mentality towards you has changed. We are not saying you should not dress classy. Dressing classy does not mean going nude. You don't want to look at Amber Rose. I mentioned this statement one time ago in my video before being a slave queen, know this. You don't want to be like Nicki Minaj. You don't want to be like Cardi B. You don't want to be like J-Lo. You don't want to be like Beyonce. These people might just be on that bikini, on their videos. They are being paid a lot for it. They are paid millions of dollars for it. They are not just showcasing themselves because they want the whole world to see their body for nothing. If you want to be like Nicki Minaj, you should start eating on the table with kings, not dining with slaves. The level of immorality is getting too high day by day. If you see every young girl out there, she's either having a child or two, with no good family background, with no good educational background, not even a very good job, then how best do you think, if you as a parent don't even have the insight for education, how best do you think you want to struggle so hard to give your kids that better education? Only few will do it. But I'm putting out to us today that majority won't do it. Because if you are not exposed, how do you tend to preach exposure to someone else? I see a lot of things going out there. The youth can no longer read books. The advice channels. I see youth who do codeines. And sometimes I tend to wonder, what impact do you get from codeine? I have seen a video on Vice channel that proves to you the impact and the effect of codeine. But then you see youth, they will post pictures and videos of having a crate of codeines on the table and they think they're having fun. How do you know the damage of a drug when you cannot read through it? Every young person out there would rather want to stream the whole data on his or her phone, trying to see which is the best song that is on check right now. I have hardly seen a youth for the past 5 years down the line that will go online to want to make inquiries, to want to learn about something that can innovate them. it is full of immoralities. You give your child a phone. Have you ever tend to look into what your child do with the phone? You give them access to stream the internet. Have you seen what they do when you are not around with the internet? You give them access to a whole lot of things because you feel like you show them love. That is not love. Because even the Bible has it in the book of Ephesians. Raise up a child in the way he should grow, so that when he grows, the child will not depart from it. What moral education are we giving out to people? Having a social life does not mean you should be stupid. Having a social life does not mean your vision should be shattered. An entertainer can be out there doing his thing to entertain you just because he wants to get paid. Just because she wants to get paid. But in the reality of that person is not what you are seeing. But then, if you don't have that intellect to understand this, you want to live your life like the way that person is living. Because the person is trying to show you a different thing on his channel, the person is trying to show you a different thing on his video, but in reality, he's not who he is, or she's not who she is. But then these teenagers look up to these people as motivationalists. What are they motivated about? And tomorrow you wake up one day and say, oh God, why, what went wrong? What actually happened? I thought I gave my kid the best in life. I had to send her to the best school. I had to send him to the best school. I had to give him everything to make him comfortable or her comfortable so that she can study. No, you don't do that. From where I am originated from, we have a parable. When you beat a child with the right hand, you bring them close with the left hand. Freedom itself is not for free. Not until you lose freedom, that's when you understand that freedom has a price. Give them freedom, but give them the ethics to understand that freedom itself is not for free. To be very honest, the height of immorality out there is increasing daily. As much as the internet is part of a world that actually gives us information, but if not guided properly, it will give you an information that will not help you at all. You leave your kids with the internet. You give them laptops. You give them gadgets. You give them a whole lot of things. But each time you get to see what they do on those devices, there is no part of it that your child is going through e-learning process. Do we have the internet to stream bullshit all the time? Because it's time for everything. When your child cannot put it up to you to tell you, Mom, like right now, I want to go read my books. All the time, the child is about the media. The child is about streaming. What do you expect of that child tomorrow? I would take my time to do another video about the height of immoralities in the world. And right now I'm very bitter because each time I tend to see the teenagers around, how they behave, how they live, it breaks my heart actually. It breaks my heart. And I wish I will be given a platform one day to have a talk show with them, to actually enlighten them, to put them on the right side. But unfortunately, these teenagers, this youth, are damaged beyond repair already. Only few will be fixed. Because you can only force a horse to the stream, you cannot force the horse to take water. So, only few of them will change, actually transform into positivity. Some of them have gone beyond control. It has to take a very long process to call them back to normalcy. But then, it's not all about parenting. If you're a guardian, you need to understand that the world today is full of immorality. And if you're wise enough, you're not stopping your children, you're not stopping your siblings from not having access to the world at large, but still give them the insight. Let them know that there's a consequences to every actions we propagate. How you best digest what you learn from the internet and how you best utilize them is what really matters. I hardly see kids these days who go to Nigeria White Station on DSTV to want to look at the animal wildlife. There's Vice Station out there, channel on YouTube that's actually very educating. There are so many channels that are actually very educating. Well, you either want to see them on one song, you either want to see, it's annoying, it's heartbreaking, because you see a child coming to tell an adult the level of what is going on between two artists. Maybe that Cardi B just sang a song to this Nicki Minaj. Yes, it's okay. But the question is this: how many times have that child comes to you to tell you, Dad, I was trying to do this thing for myself, but unfortunately I could not get it through. Is there any way you can be of assistance? That is when you know your children are on the check. Today he comes, Daddy, there's this new musician that is on check, everybody's listening to his songs. Tomorrow the child comes, Daddy, there's LV out there. Tomorrow the child comes and says, Daddy, have you seen the latest iPhone 11 Pro? You feel like your child is informed. You feel like your child is exposed. But there are basic things these children ought to still do to keep them balancing. It actually breaks my heart anyways. But I just want to give advice to teenagers out there. There's a future ahead of us all. It's like what the Bible will say, that whatsoever you reap or sow, so shall you reap. There's a future. And the foundation of your future begins now. If you damage your foundation now, it might affect you in the future to come. And I hope a lot of people out there want to understand and refix their mistakes, because there's a stage in life you grow into, you think you're actually looking for a means to correct your mistakes, but automatically you're making more mistakes, or rather creating more rooms for mistakes. So I'll be doing the next video. I want to say thanks for watching Green Leaf Entertainment Channel. This is your host, Anderson. Peace out.